So this is one of my favorite stories that I want to share, and being it's a holiday right now for me, it's a perfect time to talk about God a little bit. But I promise this is not like a religious story. So a man lives by a river in a two-story house, and all of a sudden floods start coming in, and the river starts rising, and there's news telling everybody get out, evacuate. You need to leave. And the man's like, I think I'll be okay. And a jeep drives by, and the man in the jeep says, hey, come on in. You got to get out of there. This is not safe. And the man says, it's okay. I have faith in God. I'll be fine. And the jeep drives away. And the waters rise, and the man has to go up to the second floor of his house, and he's looking out the window, and all of a sudden, a man in a boat comes by and says, sir, you need to evacuate. You need to get out of there. This is very dangerous. You're going to drown. He says, come with me. Let me take you out of there. And the man says, don't worry. I have faith in God. God will take care of me. I'll be fine. No worries. So the boat leaves. Pretty soon the water rises to the top of the house, and the man climbs onto the roof. And all of a sudden a helicopter comes down and drops a ladder, and the ladder's hanging like right above his head. And then the man in a megaphone on the helicopter saying, sir, climb up the ladder. Let me save you. You're going to drown. And the man says, I'll be fine. I have faith in God. All will be fine. Don't worry. So the helicopter leaves, and the man drowns. And when he gets up to the pearly gates, the doors open, and God welcomes him. And he says, God, why did you do that? I had such faith. And God looks at him and says, I sent you a boat. I sent you a helicopter, and I sent you a jeep. What else did you want me to do? So what's the moral of the story? Miracles happen all the time around us. Things that could be advantageous to us, positive things, take place all the time around us. It's all about how we look at it, and if we're looking to see them for what they are, right? So, I can even think of simple examples where I know I had a stressful day coming up, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm never going to get all this done. And then all of a sudden, an appointment cancels, or something happens that lessens my day. When that happens, I absolutely say that that's somebody up above looking down on me, saying, you know what, you need this. But most people won't look for that, right? They'll just be stressed out. So this man was given 3 opportunities to save his life, but instead of seeing it, maybe this is a sign from God that I should do this, instead he was like, nah, I'll just keep having faith. He completely missed the signs, right? How many times do you do that? How many times do things happen in your life for a reason? And instead of recognizing them for what they are, we just chalk it up to happenstance, or we don't even see it. It goes by and we take it for granted, right? So I'm just saying that you don't have to be a religious person. I'm not an overly religious person either, right? I believe in a higher power. I believe there is somebody up there watching down on us. That's my belief. You may not share it. That's okay. But at the end of the day, miracles happen all the time. You just have to be willing to look for them, and you have to be willing to recognize them for the miracles that they are, because they really do happen. And I bet you today, if you just say to yourself, I'm going to find one opportunity to look for a miracle or a sign from a higher power that happened to me, I bet you will. So it's all about perspective. So look for it. I love you to share. I love to hear what you see. And just as an aside, again, I'm not an overly religious or spiritual person, right? I have my belief systems. When my father passed away, my son had this little nightlight in his room, and every time we plug it in, it would never work. I would get so frustrated. I'm like, what is wrong with this light? The day after my dad died, we were home, and I went to put my son to bed. He was about 9 years old, and I went to plug the light in. It literally lit up the entire room. It was almost like a flashbang. I was like, oh my God. And then it just went back to what it used to be. But to me, that was my father. That was my father reaching out to my son and sending us a sign. So things like that happen all the time. They really, really do. You just have to look for it, and you have to be willing to accept it for what it is. So miracles happen every day. And by the way, you also can be part of helping a miracle happen. So actions you take, things you do to benefit others, to you it might just be a small action, but that other person, that's a miracle. So we're all miracle makers. That's another part of this, right? So go be a miracle maker and be appreciative of the miracles that come your way. Have a great day.